All right, so we are live here. Do the intro.
Well, I mean, I was.
If I can find it on here, I've added so much stuff on here. Thursday night up on the bars. I'm excited tonight because we're kicking off to the intro to the big Hanford weekend, and I know that is one that everybody's excited about. And we have one of our regular drivers from down south join us tonight to talk a little bit, and that's Jerry Stewart. Welcome, Jerry.
Thanks, Rory.
Yep. I see your car up on the lift there. You got the RC4s on it?
No, well, on the left side, so I'm going to be having them on there. I'm going to go over the 1600s on the right, I think.
All right, so tell us a little bit about your new car there, where it came from, and your first outing in it last weekend.
Yeah, so Cheska's car, he ran last year, I guess. I don't know how many years he ran it, but I think just last year. And, yeah, last weekend at Bakersfield was our first run, and I liked it. Definitely. Yeah. I got to get used to it a little bit, but I like it.
Yeah. So Sheila Clinton says, hi, Jerry.
Hey, Sheila.
Turn your volume up, Jerry. So you may have to get a little closer. She said you're a little quiet. Hey, Ron, how are you doing tonight? So, now that car, I have to tell everybody, if you happen to have seen the video of the Tristate Prostocks at Petaluma, that's the car we saw Jeff O win a heat race on with 3 tires. He lost the left front and still won. So I don't think there's too many excuses in your pocketbook right now, Jerry, is there?
I ran out. No, but I've got to make something happen now for sure.
Yeah.
But,
have you raced it?
I like it.
Yeah. Have you raced at Hanford yet?
I haven't raced there since '98 in a late model. I ran there. I won the Cotton Classic a couple of years back in I don't know when, about mid '90s I think it was, in the late models. And then I think the last time I ran there was in '98. I was thinking about that the other day. It's been a while.
Yeah. This is only the second time I've been there. I know we had a really good showing the last time. That is going to be a very exciting night because I think they have the wingless sprints, the 410 narcs, us. It's going to be a busy night if it's anything like what we saw at Stockton last weekend. They had 28 sprints at Stockton last weekend in the 410s. So
awesome. Yeah. How'd the track hold up? Did it stay moisture to get slick?
You know what? I got to tell you, they really did a number on that track last weekend. It was amazing. They had the bump out of turn 1, wasn't there? Oh, them sprint cars were flat hauling the mail. Oh, my God, they were hauling the mail. So, and I don't know, have you seen the Legends at Kearney Bowl yet?
No, I haven't.
They ran those cars. I got to tell you, I kind of liked them. I missed out the early part of racing where those guys come from. So I kind of got to watch them. That was kind of cool to see. So
yeah,
they're the old style sprint cars, like back when you started racing, I think. So lots of, yeah, they were really cool. Made lots of noise, no headers. Just, they weren't as fast as the regular spins, but God, them guys were having a ball. It was awesome to watch. Then they had the dwarf cars. Dwarf cars put on a heck of a good show there too. So
they run the full size track.
Yeah, they ran the whole thing. Yeah. So somebody, and I can't see the names, I'm going to have to scroll through here. It says Brace stunk up the show at Hanford last year. I would venture a guess that might be Lyle Hopper, but I can't say that with any certainty. So he always likes to.
The 402 car?
Yeah, the 401k last year.
401k car, yeah. I watched it on something on TV last year. It was a pretty good show. You had 19 cars or 20 cars?
Yeah, and I think we're going to do a super modifieds, and they are from my time. That was from Lyle. So that wasn't Lyle that commented earlier. I'm not sure who that was. I had to scroll through all the pages. But it was really cool getting to see them. I've never seen them. I've heard of them. Just, man, really cool to see them. So, now, how did your weekend go last week? I need to know. Y'all raced the first time that was Todd Miller said Brace stunk up the show last year. So how did it go at Bakersfield?
We got fast time and second in the heat and second in the main event. Justin kicked our ass again. But no, it worked really well though. I mean, the early track was super hooked up and smooth, nice, and so it was really good. That I had old tires on the car. It came with the car actually. I didn't have nothing new on it, and that was fine in the mud. But main event started to get a little bit rough, a little bit slick. Got on the bottom. I ran the bottom, that first half of it on the bottom, and then all of a sudden Justin went around me on the outside like I was on jack stands and took off. I touched a little bit where he was at, and just I had nothing. I couldn't get nothing to grip if I got off the bottom. So,
well, I watched the Smith's video of the heat race, and your car looked good. Ryan's car looked really good for a bit, and then it looked like he got a little bit of a push or something there in the corner, and then Justin got down underneath him and got by him.
Yeah, he was pulling. Smith was pulling his left front wheel. Ryan was pulling his left front wheel off the ground by 2.5 feet. So I knew he was really tight, but he was. It was very drivable. It looked like, and but I think it was a little bit tight for him. So.
Yeah, well, we're talking about the cars coming over. I know Merriquin messaged me. They're bringing their car out over there. I'm sure Frank Nyback's coming. You're coming. Justin's coming. So, and we have a little bit of a secret going on in the group here. You may have already heard. Lyle's car has a driver coming in there. Have you heard about that yet?
I talked to Lyle about 35 minutes ago, and I don't think he mentioned who was driving it now.
Yeah, we have Jason Pappa just hopping in the number 5 winning Attitude Motorsports car. So,
right on.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know the name Jason Papich, he's traveling with the Lucas Oil Late Model Series this year. We seen him at Vegas last year at the Duel in the Desert running his late model, and he's hopping down, going to come slum with the Prostocks this weekend. So, what is your thoughts on that?
He's a driver. That's for damn sure, man. I like Jason. I used to in fact, I watched Jason and Tony toast back there, and when we were back in Iowa here last summer, or summer before last, and right down the street from my dad's house at 34 Raceway. Jason and Tony was there at that track, and then Jason ended up winning the Slocum 50 last year, which is the biggest event they have, and he won that. That was really cool to watch. But yeah, he's a great guy and a hell of a driver for sure.
Yeah, well, we already talked. I already messaged him back and forth a little bit through Lyle. He's going to come on to Beats Pub in the Pits there before we go and talk a little bit about coming down and running the Prostock. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And I know you're hopping in there and joining in too. So
yep, that sounds good, man. It'll be fun.
Yeah. So just for everybody that's coming and racing this weekend, I posted up and shared to the page the schedule of events for down there. You need to make sure you get your pill draw done before 4:30, before the drivers' meeting. I've already been called and said, make sure you get your pills drawn before 4:30. If it's the first time with y'all racing with us this year, we need to get W-9s filled out for the Tristate Prostock Series. We'll be doing the payout this year. We got our account set up, so we'll take care of all the payout. So the track will write us a check when we get home. We'll put that in the bank, and then we'll send checks out to you.
And then we could get our memberships there with you that night also?
Right. Absolutely. I don't know if the printout's going to be made for the driver's license. They're working on. See Lyle Hopper for the W-9s. He just put it in there. So make sure you go see Lyle. He has your W-9s. We got nice little driver's license made up for everybody. I don't know if they're going to be done in time to hand out down there. If they are, you'll just print your name in them real nice and neat, and then you'll have a driver's license for the Tri-State Pro Stocks.
Cool. Hey, what time's gates open there at Hanford? Because I've got to do some tire mounting to get there. Lyle's bringing me tires. So
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Gate Pit gates open at 1. I think the grandstands open at 4. Then we'll be doing that Pete's Pub in the Pits at 4:30. From 4:30 to 5:30 is when that's going to be going on. So it's kind of a cool thing that they've started down there. It's kind of like it started out called Happy Hour, but now it's Pete's Pub in the Pits. They'll have a stage set up. We'll be streaming live to Facebook, and we'll be doing driver interviews with sprint car drivers, all that stuff there. We have Mike Patterson from Santa Maria Speedway, the announcer from there, is going to be there. So if any of y'all teams have T-shirts or anything to give away, Moxie Mike, you can find him on Facebook, Moxie Mike or Mike Patterson. Let him know. They're going to hand out some Easter eggs to kids and stuff. And that was everybody say Easter. And they're going to have candy stuff in them, and certain ones are going to have prizes in there. They're going to hand out shirts to kids and stuff like that. So if you have any swag to give away, just get hold of me or Mike, and we'll get in touch with each other and make sure everybody has stuff like that. The track put it out as well, so hopefully we'll have quite a good deal with that. So what are you looking forward to the most this weekend? I have to know that because I just like Hanford after it went there. So
running good. I'm hoping. I'm anxious to run it, man. I tested at Bakersfield with this thing a few weeks ago, and I mean, right off the treader, it was fast and very drivable. Well, actually, it wasn't very drivable that night. It was really get up on the bars hard. I think I told you about that. So I made some changes in the left rear a little bit. It was much more drivable last weekend, and so now I'm just basically need to get some lap time, some seat time with it because it is quite a bit different than what I've been running, but very drivable. I mean, the other night I really liked the way it was. I mean, it didn't do nothing really weird at all, with me. I just feel I had no side bite at all, it wore out right side. But other than that, man, I'm really anxious to get some seat time with it and see what I can do with it.
Yeah, Davey Munoz says, Jerry, love that sign and the Trump sign in the background.
Yeah, me too.
So now I have to get into the serious question of the night.
Uh-oh.
Have you got all your lug nuts tightened up? That's all I need to know.
New ones, man.
For those of y'all that don't know, I will let Jerry tell the story at Bakersfield, what happened down there last year at the Bud Nationals, because that was exciting. It probably wasn't from your vantage point, but it was for us up watching.
Well, shit, man, on the first lap, going in turn 3, I think I started fourth or sixth, one of the two, and going in turn 3, and it just, the left rear wheel fell off. All the lugs sheared off. But I didn't know that at the time. All I knew is it just kind of dropped and spun from the whole flipping back. And I probably got hit by 4 or 5 cars. Tore up some good cars. Destroyed my flipping car. I mean, I just put a new body on it. Just got the stickers on it about 4 hours before the main event. And first body I've had on the car. New body for 4 years. And it lasted 4 or 5 hours, and it was everything but the roof was bent on that thing. I lost 3 wheels, 3 tires, 2 shocks, upper control arm, lower control arm. I just tore the shit out of it. Never had that happen before, and like I said, it sheared them all off. I think what happened is the lugs kind of got a little bit worn, and so it was seating out on the hub, appearing to be tight and torquing down. But I don't think it was. I didn't feel no vibration of it. That's the thing. I didn't feel nothing weird. It was just dropped and spun. So it's bad.
He had too big of a motor, just snapped him off. You had too much forward drive, right?
Yeah, for at least a half a lap. I did.
Well, Jerry Mijo Quintana, Roy is still too soon about the lug nuts. No, sir, it's not. We're dead on.
Still too soon. Yeah, that's true. It still hurts quite a bit. But you know what? The bad thing about it is it tore up a few guys also. I mean, I got hit by several cars. A lot of guys did a great job to avoid me. But, God damn, dude. I mean, I was just bouncing all over the place. That thing just getting hit right and left. I can't believe the damage that was done to it. I mean, it was tore up from end to end, both sides.
Yeah. Well, I brought Jerry some tires down there to try it. He should have put those on. They might have held up a little better. I'm just saying.
It would have been my rear end then. I had some weak links there on the wheels and tires that busted out. So.
Yeah. So now, for y'all that don't know, that Jerry Mijo Quintana is his crew chief or his crewman or whatever. Really super nice guy. I enjoy hanging out BSing with him. He's funny.
For many years, he's been on my team, man. He's a great dude. In fact, he did a road trip with us back to Iowa right after the Bud Nationals. And, yeah, great dude. Meals my brother from another mother, for sure.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say y'all took a trip back to Iowa together, and that had to be a long trip. I've made that trip in a big truck. That's long. So
three of us driving, it wasn't that bad. Just stop the gas, that's all it was, And so we made it back there in 27 hours. So it wasn't bad with three. It sure was a big help having a third driver, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So are you running your motor that you've had all along in that car, or did it come with one?
No, I just bought that 410 cubic inch from Scott Pounds. He let me try it for the Bud Nationals and see what I thought about it. And I liked what little I got to drive it. I liked it, so I bought it and put it in this car here. So I had a 383 last year that I bought from Scott Pounds also. And but prior to that was the crate motors. So last year was the first year in a couple of years I actually drove a real engine.
Yeah, instead of the crate motors. Well, and though your crate motors hold up because I think Frank's running a crate motor, and he's just as fast as anybody with his crate motor.
I don't have nothing bad to say about a crate motor. I really don't. I mean, I went from breaking a motor about every 3 races prior to that crate motor, and to finishing top 3 or 4 every night with a crate motor. And but it's nice to have. The conditions have to be perfect for you to win, basically, with that crate. But I mean, shit, San Jose. I mean, at Stockton, we got third fast time, second fast time, another time, and so it was surprisingly pretty decent. But it's not like a ground thumper like everybody that goes around has. So.
Yeah. Well, we're going to throw in our first commercial here for Rick Workman at Workman's Communication here. Got to give a big shout out to him for all he does for us.
Tired of calling multiple companies to complete your low voltage projects? Minimize the hassle by calling Workman Communications, your locally owned one-stop shop for all low voltage needs. We tackle everything from commercial and residential data, telephone cabling to access control installation, CCTV, alarms, and audio-video solutions. With no job too big or too small, we'll ensure your project will be completed to your standards with precision quality results. Let's start a new project together.
Thank you to Rick Workman at Workman's Communication. I'm going to give a quick shout out to Travis Peterson and Jay Sears. They picked up the win last weekend at Petaluma. I know he's got a couple of new sponsors on board, and Verdi Local Distilleries won, and they give away a bottle of home-brewed liquor every race. So I know that's got to get Jerry excited there. So can't thank them enough. And another one with Make Your Momentum Lifestyles. They make some really cool stuff. If you go check them out, makeyourmomentum.com. Got a kind of a cool story there with it too. Billy Griffith. Oh, Jerry.
Billy.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy. That's the King Kong of Paris right there.
Yeah, I think he won the Prostocks down there, the championship this year, and the Prostocks down
and
there.
Modifieds too, I think. I think he won the Modifieds and the Prostock both. So
yeah, I met him
last year.
He did. I met him down there. Super nice guy. Hope he's coming back this year. So, Billy, drop us a note. Are you coming? So he's commenting quickly. I see them pop up there. They got about a 5-second delay behind us. So, yeah. One of the things that I like about Hanford is you didn't get to come last year. They segregate the pits out and put each group of cars together in one set of pits. So that's really something cool that they do over there. Yeah. to me, it was really cool because you got a lot of you got time to go meet all the different drivers and stuff like that. Maybe you don't get to because they were all in one block and all that stuff. I thought it created a lot of camaraderie. It can't say enough. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to mess up because they're not very far from you at the pits.
Right.
So, but if y'all have not had a chance to meet Peter Murphy, the promoter of that track, I got to tell you, take the time and go meet him down there if he's there this weekend. I know earlier in the week he was at Skagit. He is a fun guy to talk to and get to meet. Just one of the nicest guys. He's big on coming from Australia and New Zealand. He talks about over there they focus on kind of like the WWE flair of the racing, that the race cars are entertainment for the people and the fans. He's really big on treating the fans to a really big deal at the track. He does a lot of cool things. Like I said, with the Pete's pub in the pits. If you finish in the top 3, you need to stop on the front straightaway. They do a full podium thing up there for all the drivers. Hey, Billy and Jerry, that's from Davey Munoz. Last weekend, I was watching all the racing from there on Flow, and they'd hand out bottles of champagne to first, second, and third. And everybody'd shake it up, spray each other up there. They got like a little flashing crown that they put on and all that stuff. It's really a nice production that they do there. So make sure. We kind of got fussed at last year because first, second, and third didn't make it. Only Brace made it over there to get his trophy. And I was informed this year, first, second, and third need to be there to pick up their trophies. So that's something that Peter wants done and all that stuff. He's big on giving the big shout out and things like that. So
how many laps are you running on the main event over there?
It's 20 laps or 20 minutes, it says. So I know they
ran Bakersfield the other night, no yellow, so it got done in 7 minutes.
7 minutes? Holy crap. Well,
chasing Justin, man, we was hauling it out to get done.
Well, was Justin running that line where it looks like his right rear is going to touch that wall coming off to Every's?
No, it was still kind of. I mean, it was kind of a cushion up there, but the bottom was real nice and smooth and moisture, and then the middle groove was kind of patchy, slick, and rough. And I said it was slick enough that I couldn't make it stick there, but it bounced around quite a bit too. I tried it for a few laps, and it just bounced around too bad, but he made it work. He moved up. I guess he was falling behind me. He was right behind me for the first half of the race, I led it, and then he just moved up a groove and took off. But it was kind of the midline what he's running. Yeah.
So I noticed Ryan in the heat race was running that real high line. Him and his dad seemed to like that high line really well down there at Bakersfield. I don't know how they do that. I'm not that brave. I'll slap it with the right rear and the night's done. That's just me. Well, Jerry says, or Miho there says, I would pay good money to see Junior wear a flashing crown, LOL, or JR.
What?
He said he'd pay good money to see you wearing a flashing crown. That would be pretty funny.
Especially if it's the winter.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll wear a Dr. Seuss checkered hat like I did at San Marino while I was winning those main events. I had just like a 3-foot tall Dr. Seuss checkered, kind of looked like the Tom Petty hat, on one of the videos. But anyway, I put that on after the main event, and that's what Miho was bringing down there for me to put on. But it's been a long time for that one.
Yeah. So you were telling me the other day when we were talking on the phone, you had a pretty unique sponsor way back when you first getting started that's kind of stuck with you through the years.
Oh, yeah, Food for Less.
Tell us a little bit about that, because that was a kind of a cool story.
Yeah, like the second year I was running late models, and I've always been number 4. And when Food for Less came to Santa Maria, they have the number 4 in the Food for Less, obviously. So we went over there and approached them, about putting, sponsoring us with the Food for Less, and they loved it. I didn't have to paint it yellow, nothing. It was, I think I was blue and silver, kind of like the Coors Light car back then. And anyway, so they definitely did it. They were a great sponsor, man. They'd give us they sponsor us, but also they'd give us like big bags of bulk candy, you know,
Mhm.
that's the bulk deal, and they'd give us, you know, boxes of that to give out to kids, and so they would announce that after the races down in our pits, you know, we had candy for the kids, and they'd open up the pit gates. Sam Ray at that time we pitted in the infield, and man, they would open up the gates, and there'd be a full sprint of kids running down to our pits to get candy and shit. Well, for years, I was known for the Food for Less card, you know, more than who I, you know, they didn't even know my name as much as they do the Food for Less card to give out candy. And that worked out really well. I mean, they would, we could do some, you know, fundraisers, you know, for the racing team, and they would provide all the food, you know, like all the tri-tips and bread and beans and salad and all that stuff. And we'd have, in our parking lot, we'd have some barbecues, you know, like style barbecues, and they would keep all the so we did that a few times to you know, raise money for the racing. So it worked out really well. I had them on there for like 3 years, maybe, and 3 or 4 years. They was a great sponsor.
Yeah, he was saying people still come up. You're the Food for Less guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all I remember, man. You get kids, it's like Halloween every Saturday night for these kids. But yeah, that's all that matters for those guys. You know, you get popular very well with that. You know.
Yeah, Davey Munoz said, Jerry, he sent you a friend's request. So Mike Patterson, yeah, they're speaking of Moxie Mike and Mike Patterson. There he goes. Hey guys, so yeah, he's popped on here. I was telling everybody earlier if they've got shirts or anything for him to give away to get hold of you there, Mike. So trying to spread the word. I know Hanford spread the word out for what you're doing. So very awesome, Mike, for what you're doing this weekend down there. So what are your plans for this summer? Are you planning on doing some traveling with the series? Or are you planning on staying more down south? Do you have any ideas yet?
It's going to be, I told the lady, it's going to be week to week how everything goes. If everything goes good at Hanford, I definitely want to try Placerville. That track I never knew Placerville had a track, to be honest with you. And for some reason I looked it up a while back, and that red clay, there's an aerial view of that track, and it looked like something you see down south, you know, back in Georgia or something, that red clay. It just looked like a really cool track. And people I've talked to about it, matter of fact, Lyle earlier, he was saying it's really an awesome track also, and I think Smith was talking to me about it. So I definitely like to go and try that here in a couple of weeks if everything goes good Saturday night. So
yeah. Well, James Bragg's comment, I believe he was from Bakersfield, number 88, grew up watching him. So,
really? Oh.
Yeah. So, Davey Munoz, hey, Davey, that's from Billy Griffiths. So, no, I haven't made it to Placerville, and this year that's opening weekend of Medford Southern Oregon Speedway, so I'm going to miss that one. We're streaming there that weekend, and Blakesley is going to take care of the stream, which this is something I need to touch on real quick while we have a minute. We will be streaming the Tristate from Hanford this weekend. So if you have a subscription to Speed Union, you can watch the Tristate Prostocks from down there. We're not able to stream the sprint cars because they're flow racing. So I need to make sure everybody knows that. We're going to probably have a delayed start. We're going to record the heat races. We'll play them in their entirety just like you ran them. And then we will be live for the main event. We don't want you sitting there and watching black screen or blank screen, things like that. I'll put out notice before we go live. But we want to make sure everybody that's bought it for the Tri-State Pro Stocks gets to watch it. You'll be able to watch it after the races, so you'll be able to see how your car done and all that stuff. We just have we started this streaming service this year, and we've ran into a few hiccups as we started this, as you've heard us say. But yes, the Tri-State Pro Stocks will be streamed on Speed Union TV. If you have a Flow Racing subscription, they'll be shown on Flow as well. So you can watch them at either. You don't have to buy one or the other. So down there. So I want to make sure everybody knows how we're going to do that this weekend. So if you're also a member of Speed Union TV, we're live Friday night for opening night at Wairika Siskiyou Golden Speedway. So we'll be live Friday night, and then we'll be live again for the Tri-State Saturday night in Hanford. So
you got some traveling to do, don't you?
Oh, I got a long weekend, but that's all right. My truck broke down on the way home from Stockton the other day, so I'm home getting rested. So there you go. It's in the shop. So it kind of worked out. So, but yeah, just want to make sure everybody knew how we were going to do the stream this weekend, and want to make sure everybody knows you'll be able to watch your cars raced that have bought memberships, things like that. So I'm going to run another advertisement while we're here real quick for Lyle Hopper, Winning Attitude Motorsports.
I would like to thank Lyle Hopper, Winning Attitude Motorsports in Paradise, California, for his great sponsorship of the Tristate Prostock Series and myself. Lyle is a guy that can get you parts at the best prices available to you. He also provides setup help at the track. He can help you with engine information, engine tune-ups, diagnosis, things like that. For all your racing, chassis, and parts needs, contact Lyle Hopper at Winning Attitude Motorsports.
So, yeah, we're going to be recording Lyle's car down here this weekend. We're going to be cutting a commercial for him to run on here, a kind of a professional put together for Winning Attitude Motorsports. If anybody wants to sponsor Up on the Bars or do some sponsorship with Speed Union TV, we have the ability to do some really nice commercials, things like that. We'll certainly work diligently to promote your business. So if you have it, you can contact us at media@speeduniontv.com, or you can get hold of us through Tri-State Pro Stocks as well. So, are you running the Bud Nationals this year too? I know that's a dumb question, but
I hope. Yeah, definitely. I mean, they don't like the Bud Nationals.
Yeah,
party to bring your race car to.
You know, I got to tell you that last year was the first time I've been. I really liked that show. That was the whole thing of why we started this whole Tri-State thing, is to get our cars down there and do all that stuff. It didn't disappoint. For me, it didn't anyway. So,
well, it did for me. I worked on that flipping wrecked car. Me and Miho worked on that sucker the whole damn day on Saturday, all the way up to, I barely got out there in time for the heat race. Of course, I was the first heat race.
Yeah.
We won it. We started last and we won it. So that was a good feeling. I didn't know if it was going to turn left, right, or both. You know, it was all scabbed together. Charlie was helping us all day with it, and Brady Bell's son was over there helping me big time with it. I mean, you've seen it. You came by a few times. It looked like a wrecking yard laying out there trying to beat parts out in the clay, the dirt, and everything. But, yeah, it was so much work. And she's not that way. She's usually a lot more relaxing. And if you don't have a hangover, you know, like a lot of the guys did. That was one advantage about the crash for me. I had to go home and get parts and stuff ready and everything. So we felt a little bit better, though, headache-wise the following day than a lot of those guys did. Like Dave King and those guys.
Well, I got to tell you, old Baker there with VIP Medical Concierge, I know he sold quite a few of those IVs the second morning. So he had a line in there all day long getting in and out of there. So
yeah, that's how you do blood transfusions over there, because he was people was looking bad walking in. They was coming out and skipping. So I knew something good was happening over there.
Yeah, it was funny because we went walking through the pits and Dave's wife grabs me up and says, "Hey, where's that doctor guy at? I think Dave wants to do one of his IVs." And you see Dave over there just kind of in the seat. It's like he's down there, so they tootle off over there. And I got mine done there that morning. I wasn't drinking. I went and got the one that has the anti-inflammatories in it. And we went in there and got it all done together. And man, all I'm gonna say is, if you go do it, make sure you eat before you go in there and get it done. If you don't, it leaves an awful bad taste in your mouth. But it was like, ugh. Lesson learned: don't do it on an empty stomach.
Yeah, Dave was a hurt unit, I know, and it worked out good for him. I think Dave won the first night, didn't he?
Yeah, he won the first night.
Yeah. So he had a justifiable hangover.
Yeah, Mike Patterson said he'd make a killing at the track this summer as well as the Butt Nationals. Well, he's put together a nice little trailer, if you haven't seen it, on his page to travel around. It's actually a full-on clinic now. And I know he's going back to Boone this year for the week at Boone, and I'll be set up at Boone as well. He sponsors Jerry Flippo's car, but he was also the physician on staff when the World of Outlaws went down to Bakersfield too. So I thought that was kind of cool for him. So getting a lot of recognition out there doing that. And I talk about his product often because it's good. I don't.
He's a good guy.
I haven't done it for the hangover. I've done it for the anti-inflammatories, and I guarantee you, felt like a new man coming out of there. It's good stuff. It makes your feet not hurt after you walk 15 miles around the pits and everything else. So,
how long does that take?
15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I know Justin Crockett went and got one done that second morning too. He was there, and I know he's gets them done periodically. First time I got it done was at Hanford, and we did it in Mitch Machado's trailer. There's about 4 of us went over in Mitch Machado's trailer. That's why it's actually kind of cool. You got to do it anywhere. And if y'all don't know this, I'm a wuss when it comes to a needle. Do not be afraid of that needle, because I guarantee you don't feel a thing, nothing. And I'm telling you that as somebody that is, dude, I don't do needles. I'll tell you that right now. I don't do them. So, but yeah, good stuff there. But so, who have you heard? Who anybody else that's coming up this weekend?
Miller, Paul Miller. I'm sure he'll be there. And I guess the Smith, it'll be all three. Three of them will be Ryan, and then his dad, and then his brother Cody, I believe, is going to be driving Ryan's. So I guess Ryan bought Chris Clinton's car last week or week before last, and he took the drivetrain, put it in his car, and then Ryan's took his engine and put it in Clinton's car, and I guess his brother is going to be driving it. So all three are right up there. So.
Yeah. Well, that Chris Clinton's car came to Stockton one time, and it wasn't no slouch at Stockton.
I heard he did real well. Had a couple flat tires and still came back up a couple times. So
finished 5th or 6th. Yeah, he did really well. Mike Patterson asked a question for you. Jerry Stewart, why the changing colors? I know the answer to this, but we'll let you explain it.
One of them I'll do, but I didn't change my luck at this point. And then the second, this is the way it came. The body was in pretty good shape on this car. I actually ran 121 last weekend. A couple people didn't like it too much. That ain't your number. But until I learned how to drive it, I wanted to be incognito.
You wanted to hide that way. If you wrecked half the field, they wouldn't blame it on you, right?
Yeah, that's right. So I put the 4 on it last night, and it's just it's totally different than what I normally run as far as yellow. I kind of like it. I've ran the same color scheme, other than that 4 hours I ran the red car at the Bud Nationals. It's been several years since I ran a red car, but for years it's been black and fluorescent red, for many, many years. But I had a lot of success in that late model in the red car. I ran a red car for about 3 years, a Rayburn. I think I won about 15 main events with that thing. And so that's what we kind of trying to go back to, actually. Try that last 4 hours. So I'm stick with the black. But anyway, that's why it's on there. Like I said, the body was pretty damn good shape, other than the front nose and everything. But not bad enough to have to change, especially with as expensive as aluminum is nowadays, and the availability of it. So anyway, that's why it's that way.
Well, there's something. Excuse me. I know everybody can see the car in the screen, but till you get up and look at that car really close, the lightning and all that stuff in there is actually really cool.
That blue is really awesome. Yeah, the flames or whatever it is. So I pulled a sticker off that B pillar there. You see right there?
Uh-huh.
I thought, because it's a wrap, but it happened to be a sticker over the wrap on that B pillar. So when I pulled that off last night, it had all that blue flames and lightning, whatever the hell it is. It almost looks like almost looks like the blue flame of methanol.
Yeah.
But so that B pillar, I was going to cut it out actually, but now I decided to keep it because actually it's some pretty cool graphics underneath it.
Yeah, that's the first time I seen that car. It was very cool the way that wrap turned out. I like that. Mike Patterson, he can't hide no matter what he drives. He's always been pretty honest and upfront with people, whether you agree with him or not.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's what I try to be anyway, at least. What it is, right?
Well, Jerry is very modest and quiet when we get on here on the camera. If you talk to him off camera, he's got a lot more to say than what he does on here.
And so do you.
Yeah. Well, I try to be nice on here and try to keep it PG-13 at least. So
you do very well at that too, I must say.
Yeah. You're one of many that said that, and I have a friend that watches this from time to time, and he always sits there. I'm just sitting there watching. I know you're getting ready to say the F word. Then he slips out. He goes, I knew you were going to say it. It's like I tried.
My mom was always scared to death when I went to Maine, and they'd interview me, and she would just cringe, just knowing I was going to drop the F-bomb. And I never did. And when I had to do a speech deal at the banquet when I won the championship that one year, and she was still scared. She goes, "How can you get in front of that mic and never say a bad word?" Only with that mic. So,
it's a lot of work and effort. Mike Patterson says we all watch what we say while the cameras are on.
And they're everywhere, right?
We have people on here, and I try to keep it that way on here. It isn't like what we set out to do. I don't want anybody to feel like they're censored when they come on here or whatever. You talk the way you want to, but right. I choose not to do it just because you want to pick up sponsorship, things like that, and people, they don't want to sponsor stuff like that. That's just whatever, but yep. I like getting on here because people come on here and be themselves and do all that stuff. It's not like we're censored by FCC or anything like that. So say whatever you want to say. Right. So, but Mike, I got on there. We were doing the stream at Stockton 99 a couple of weeks ago, and I actually got on there and talked a little bit during the show while he was streaming. We brought Mike up there to do it. Davey Munoz, because you are the host. Yeah, I guess that's. I don't talk this way normally. If you talk to me on the phone, you know better, so we won't say another word on that. So I cuss like a sailor because I was one, and now I'm a truck driver, so sorry.
Now you cuss like a truck driver.
Yeah. But yeah, I try to do it I try to keep it that way. And I had a good time calling the race, and I know Mike's coming up to Hanford Saturday night to call the race for the stream, so he does it. He does really well, and I got to tell Mike, dude, I did the voiceover work for that show that Tony's putting out on Fox. I have no desire to be an announcer now. None. Zero. None. We were trying to read through that, and we had all the classes, and all of them were pretty easy names. They were easy to get through. Then we got to the legend cars, and there was 4 names, and they were the ones that were up in front. Couldn't pronounce them to save my life. It took me 5 hours to do the voiceover work on that 1 30-minute show because I'd do it. My wife had recorded on her phone. She's like, this is what it sounds like. Well, that sucks. So we're going to start over and go again. I'm not an announcer. I know that much. I try, play like it. No.
Yeah.
Davey, there is absolutely nothing wrong with being an announcer. I don't have a tongue for it. I can't keep my tongue going fast enough. It outruns my brain and I step on it. So we'll leave it at that. I respect what y'all do because it's hard to do. It's very hard to do. So, but no, I am so excited for this weekend at Hanford because Hanford's is a good time. And I get to see Jerry and pick on him. Y'all bringing green chilies? Jerry, mijo, are you bringing green chili to the track this weekend? I just need to know.
Oh, the chili verde macaroni and cheese. Yeah.
But I got a whole bag of roasted green chilies there, so the Hatch green chili. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That. And then also, like I said, she was able to get that chili verde mac. Did you try that chili verde macaroni and cheese, Roy? When you was did we have it down there? Did you get any of that chili verde macaroni and cheese that we had?
No, I didn't. So,
Countryside Market, they have how many years they won that?
Like 7?
Like 7 years straight. This macaroni and cheese contest they have in Bakersfield. I didn't ever heard of it before. And anyway, they've won it like 7 years in a row with this chili verde macaroni and cheese. It's pretty awesome. But anyway, they gave us a pretty good size deal to bring out to the track for people to try. It goes over pretty well. If you like hot stuff.
No, if it's hot, I'm out. I like the mild. I'm a wuss. I'm out.
Yeah, sometimes it's less hot than others, but it's a crapshoot, dude. You don't know what you get.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna hit another commercial here real quick. Hang tight.
Thank you, Jerry Bryant of Jay's Mobile Welding and Fabrication, for all you do to support the Tri-State Prostock Series and myself. Jay is the title sponsor this year for the Tri-State Prostock Series. Jay owns a welding and fabrication business in Sacramento, California, can do all kinds of welding. If you need some welding repairs done in your car at the track, he usually has a welder available in his track. He also provides sheet metal erasers, so if you need any of these services, contact Jay at Jay's Mobile Welding and Fabrication.
Yeah. All right, Jerry Miho says chili verde mac and cheese is grub. So
yeah, he likes it. Miho likes pretty good, but Miho likes the hot stuff. He's a little bit Hispanic.
Yeah. Well, we found a place here in town that we go get because we always talk about the green chili. They have a chicken chili relleno. It's in a pan. It has the green chili on the bottom, and then all the stuff that's in a chili relleno, and then 2 big old slices of chicken breast on the top. You bake it in the oven. Oh my God, it is so good.
Sounds like it. Yeah, that stuff's not hot at all.
No, this is not hot, not at all. Antonio Aragon wants to know, how's the new car? Let's get a report card on the new car.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So far, it's I love it. I mean, it's very drivable. It's totally, like I said, it's totally different than the other car as far as getting up on the bars. It actually has, the chassis has some attitude. I could never get, the other car was always decent, but I never did feel it get up on the bars like this thing does. This sucker just gets right up on the bars, and that's what I was really wanting and needing, and feeling that side bite. I like that side bite, so I like it so far. I really do like it. I'm sure I just need some RC time with it to drive it with 3 wheels, but right now though I really like it.
So I'm sure Antonio asked that because I believe that's Antonio's old car. I think it went from Antonio to Jeff and now to you. Okay. So,
Jeff called me the other night right after the main event too. It's pretty cool. He gave me a call and asked me how I liked it, which was pretty cool. I appreciated that. But he was curious. He knew I'd like it. He really actually see what I felt about it. So far, so good, man. I really like it.
Well, I think Antonio's got a new wingless Sprint. I think I saw on Facebook that he took his wingless Sprint out for the first time last year. I know last year at the last race at Stockton, he had a pretty bad tumble going down there in turn 1. I think he might have hit the hole down there in turn 1 and rolled off the end of the track. It's like, oh, good Lord. That he's like, he told me before, if you can fit in there, you can hot lap. It's like, dude, you don't want me to do that. I don't even know how to press the gas pedal in that car. Nope. Big no on that one. Yeah. Big nope on that one. So
I can't imagine hitting that red at Stockton with open wheel car. That's a man killer there.
But honestly, Saturday night, he didn't have any of that on the track. They had a little bit of it got a little bumpy, not like Oh my God, bumpy. About midway through the night, they ran a quick blade around it, put a little bit of water down it, and on the main event, the cars weren't getting upset. They were flat hauling the mail for the main event, I'm telling you. Good Lord, they were fast. Kobe Copeland won down there. I met his car owner the night before. We're out there, was hanging with them, and then they won it. So it was really cool and got to visit with them. It's that Fire Protection Management Company. I can't remember the guy's name right off the top of my head, but really nice people. Actually, I had a good time down there Saturday night. Lyle came down and helped run cameras, so that's appreciated, Lyle. But no, I was just looking forward to getting you on here and preview what you think about Hanford. So,
well, like I said, it's been many years I drove it. I mean, like 98, and hopefully there won't be a lot of ruts on that sucker. There was times back in the 90s where it got pretty rough. But there was times in the early 90s where it wasn't. It was very racy. That track, it's like Stockton a lot as far as if there ain't ruts in it. It's a fast track, really is. So I'm hoping.
Well, I didn't hear anybody say anything the first year about rough at all. I didn't hear anything negative about the track. I watched the USAC race there this past Friday night. And right there going into one where we're talking about, right there where the cushion was at, the track was nice and kind of rubbered up black. And then they had one patch that the dirt was white. And it was kind of a bump, and they had hit it. Yeah. Those sprint cars, I think all four tires would get up in the ground there. But they drove it, and they set it up, ran it through there every time. So I don't think there's any reason to complain about it. If they can do it, I'm pretty sure we can.
Definitely. But it reminds me a lot of, if I remember right, it reminds me a lot of Stockton. I don't know if they're the same size or not. I think Hanford used to call it 3/8, I believe. But I don't know. You guys change configurations of all the time. I don't know what they call it now. But,
I think it's 410. I think it's 410, same as Stockton. I think it's the same size. It's big track. So
yep, that's what it kind of reminded me of when I drove Stockton. It reminded me a lot of Hanford. So
yeah,
biggest track I ever drove was Ely, Nevada. That sucker, Ely, Nevada. I don't know if you've heard of Ely, Nevada, but it's almost a mile elevation for altitude, and but it's a half-mile track, and that sucker has the longest straightaways and tight corners. And man, you hauled ass on that thing. But you had to whoa it up, and get on the bottom. But it was kind of a unique track. I enjoyed running that track. Totally different.
So, well, and I attended my first asphalt track this year at Stockton 99. I didn't even know where it was till we went. That was kind of a little bit different of a experience too. So, but question for you. Can I run a GoPro on your car this weekend?
Absolutely. That'd be awesome.
I want to get one on his, and I want to get one on there with Jason Papich too. So that way we have some highlight clips. My pit crewman Dwayne is coming down with us this weekend. He says, "Hey guys, up ready for the weekend." He's gonna hang out with us all weekend. So good luck for him. So, cool. Well, I think we're coming up close on an hour. I think we'll call it right there. Thank you for coming on, and we'll see you Saturday.
Thank you, Roy. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Have a good night. See everybody Saturday down at Hanford.
All right, guys. See you.
Yeah.